The nominees for the Best Achievement in Documentary Short Subjects are Background, Carmen Davino, producer.
Children at Work, Louis Marcus, producer.
There are 6 contenders this year for Best Original Song from a Motion Picture. And now it's time to hear our first 3 nominees.
They are, against all odds, Ghostbusters and When Doves Cry. There's an old cliche that says the best musical score for a film is one that you don't even hear.
To which the late Max Steiner once replied, if you don't hear it, what the hell good is it? He said that.
He was right.
I know.
All right, this year's nominee...
You didn't tell me that was going to happen. Scare the hell out of me as it is up here.
This year's nominees for Outstanding Original Score have all been worth hearing, Dean. The history-making nominees are Ellen Burstyn in The Last Picture Show, Spike Lee, X2, The Merchandising, Steven Spielberg, Geriatric Park, Christos Valley Curtin, Albert and David Maislis, producer, Philip Lathrop for Earthquake,
Bruce Surtees for Lenny,
Jeffrey Unsworth for Murder on the Orient Express,
4 Stones for Kanamitsu. Producers, credits, and controversy.
Princeton, A Search for Answers, Julian Cranen, and DeWitt L. Sage, Jr., producers. The outstanding variety music or comedy program is... Good God.
The envelope, please.
Ooh. All right. Yeah. And the winner is...
Cal, just a second.
Now what?
I just had a thought. If we could all just send good thoughts, transmit them through these cameras.
And the winner is...
Raquel, so many go to bed hungry in this nation. I might go to the zoo and see those porpoises crammed into those tiny tanks. What a waste that is.
All right, and the winners...
So many are cold. Take those cats and skin their fur to keep hundreds warm.
Jesus, Phil. This year's Peace Prize is shared by 2 great humanitarians who've played a crucial role in bringing about world harmony. Ladies and gentlemen, Commissar Boris Petrovsky and American Ambassador Nancy Sturgis.
Dismount the ball.
Well, I didn't throw a mirror, no. But there was an incident when I was upset, and I think it just got a little exaggerated. So they made a big doodah. Actually, you know, it happened over a month ago, so it's really interesting they waited for the opening to talk about it. I wonder why. Watch it now. You know, if you read the tabloids, you got to watch out.
Yeah, tell me about it.
You know, things can start flying around the room. This little thing.
Easy, Raquel, easy!
And to present your favorite motion picture award, here is the recent Golden Globes winner, Miss Raquel Welch.
Thank you very much. Well, I consider it a great privilege to be here tonight to announce the People's Choice for the favorite motion picture of 1974, which goes to a film that was seen in a motion picture theater in 1974. There were many fine films last year, and you obviously agreed, as witnessed by the ever-increasing lines at the box office.
Here are two of the most popular stars of motion pictures.
And the winner, Raquel.
Well, you've got so many muscles, why don't you tear it open for me?
Okay.
The winner is John Bloom for Gandhi. And the winner is... The winners are Fred Konekamp and Joe Byrock for The Towering Inferno.
And the winner is...
Oh, Gravity Is My Enemy, John Joseph and Jan Stock. Pardon me?
I think I said that right.
The winner is A Search for Answers, Julian Cranen and DeWitt L. Sage Jr. And the winner is... Northern Exposure. Amadeus.
I tell you, Raquel, I'll open the envelope and you read the winner, all right? My eyes are busy.
The winner is Metro Goldwyn Mayer Studio Sound Department for Grand Prix.
May I have the envelope, please?
Once again?
I like the way you do it.
The winner is the great American cowboy, Keith Merrill.
And the winner is... Who are the DeBolts and where do they get 19 kids?
It's a tie. Okay, it's a tie. The 1987 Tony Awards, executive producer Don Misher, producer David J. Goldberg.
David Goldberg has worked with Don Misher on more than 20 specials.
Thank you very much.
And your first co-favorite this year, Randy Travis.
And thank you again.
And your other co-favorite for country music performer is Kenny Rogers.
It is with great pleasure that I stop and thank the people that have been responsible for this.
Yahoo. Wow. Okay. The winner is Cloris Leachman from The Last Picture Show.
Oh, thank you.
To all of us, the ladies we have just seen are unforgettable players. To me, they are more than that. They are friends.
And the winner is?
Hope they haven't got a cause.
Liza Minnelli.
You better take both.
Both?
One for Joe.
Thank you. Wow.
Thank you very much.
All right. And the winner is... Wow. The winner is Giorgio Moroder for Midnight Express.
This is my first score. Thank you very much to the producers. And to the...
Your first score?
Yes. Thank you to the producers, David Putnam and Alan Marshall, and thank you to the director, Alan Parker.
That was good.
I thought so.
It took them all that time to get a score. Well, the second... You might as well go
all right,
on.
this is getting very dicey. The second award in the music category is for Outstanding Adaptation Score.
Oh. And the winner is Upside Down. Oh. Joe Renzetti for the Buddy Holly story.
And thank you all.
Raquel, that is a lovely outfit. Although I don't believe you will be invited to dinner by the Ayatollah Khomeini.
To announce the nominees for Best Motion Picture Actor in a Drama, and they are Robert De Niro for The Raging Bull, John Hurt for The Elephant Man, Jack Lemmon for Tribute, Peter O'Toole for The Stuntman, and Donald Sutherland for Ordinary People. And the winner is, it's a tough category. Hello. Robert De Niro. Robert is not here tonight to accept his award, but I'm sure that he would like to thank the Hollywood Foreign Press Association for the award and say thank you to everyone involved in the film. Thank you.
The Broadway League announced that of the 11 musicals that opened this season, 6 were revivals. Now, a revival is not necessarily a reproduction, but the end result is a new experience that has the power to excite a new generation of theatergoers. Throughout the night, we've seen performances from 3 of this season's nominees for Best Revival of a Musical. And the Tony Award goes to La Cage aux Folles.
The nominations for Best Revival of a Play.
In New York, Rosie O'Donnell, Alec Baldwin, and Raquel Welch unveiled this year's Tony Award nominees with musicals The Life, Steel Pier, and Chicago leading the pack.
As you see, Raquel Welch will accept the Goldie Hawn, who cannot be here.
It's a pleasure to accept this award for her. She couldn't be here because she's in London filming, but I know she would want to thank all her co-stars, Walter Matthau and Ingrid Bergman, for director Gene Sachs, and Mike Frankovich. And I think it's wonderful for her. Thank you.
I knew I'd end up with one of these days.
Well, shall we continue? The
Oh, yes, forgive me for staring, Raquel, but...
For the Golden Globe for Best Actress in a Musical or Comedy.
And the winner is Raquel Welch. Congratulations.
Thank you. Oh, my goodness. I'm awful happy. I guess you can see that. There are a lot of people, for really good reasons, who kind of don't like to take awards because, well, that's for them. But I've been waiting for this one since 1 million years BC.
I was very happy, just not so much because I thought that I had become a serious actress, but just simply because I felt like I had found a niche for myself that was working. This was a kind of persona that would work for me. I wish I could say that I planned all of this, but I didn't. It was just a kind of fluke. The script arrived, and Dick Lester wanted to know if I'd like to play this part of Constance Bonacieux.
A delighted Raquel was cast in the comedic screen version of Alexander Dumas' classic The Three Musketeers, and boasted such high-caliber stars as Oliver Reed, Richard Chamberlain, Faye Dunaway, and Michael York.
I will find a messenger, Majesty. A trusted one, I swear it. He can carry a letter from you to Lord Buckingham.
Yes, a letter. I shall write. It's for my honor. And for my life. You have someone you can trust with that?
Majesty, he will not. Oh.
Raquel's whimsical performance as the accident-prone Constance so impressed critics that she was honored with a Golden Globe Award for Best Actress.
And I'm coming toward camera. Somehow I get hit by a jousting dummy and end up on my keister. That was my first day of shooting. Dick Lester has a kind of very extraordinary sense of humor. I think he was making fun of everybody. He was sort of making fun of me in a way, because he said, you know, you have this image that, you know, you're sort of like bigger than life and on a pedestal, and people don't think maybe that you're vulnerable, so it'd be so funny just to see you fall down for no reason. Can I trust you?
With your life, which beats in your breast. I hear it, the flutter of life like a little white bird.
Raquel's a lot of fun, and I'm glad for her the film was I think she got a Golden Globe Award, deservedly.
It was a wonderful feeling of acknowledgement by the industry, but also a kind of freedom for me that I had a niche that I felt, you know, I could use in the future.
The following year, Raquel was finally given a role worthy of her talent, playing Constance in The Three Musketeers.
I think it's one of the first movies that she got to really play with her comedic chops a little bit.
She's a very brilliant comedian.
Oh, my husband.
Where?
In the Bastille.
She had to do all kinds of pratfalls and comic bits.
Stop her! Stop her! What is happening?
She was hilarious, very funny, and game for anything.
She got a chance to send up that whole image. And when you've been fighting that for a long time, you can't wait to send it up.
Raquel's performance earned her a Golden Globe.
I think I should say that a couple of years ago when I won this award, the Golden Globe Award, it was really, I think, one of the best moments that I've ever had in my career, so it's with very special pleasure that I take.
But some of Raquel's co-stars were initially wary of working with her.
Just before Raquel arrived on the set, this rather depressing document was issued. There would be no references to her anatomical endowments. And so we were all a bit low and a bit kind of hostile. But as the very first shot was her being knocked over backwards, she did it like a trooper, and it was like a baptism. We were on. She was one of us immediately. The whole film was a joy to make.
There was a director who was quoted as saying, you have a chip on your shoulder when you arrive at work because you're afraid you're going to get shafted.
When it starts out, I always think it's going to be terrific. And then maybe the disillusionment starts setting in at different junctures along the way. I would sort of be alive with enthusiasm and come up to the director and talk about the scene and what I had planned, and was I on the same track as he was, and what all about the motivations of the character and kind of things that I felt about something, and they would just look at me like I was crazy. They'd say, oh, roll their eyes to heaven. It's like, oh, she wants to be an actress, you know. And I was always kind of insulted about it, I must tell you. I always thought, I mean, if that's what you meant by a chip on the shoulder, yeah, I was insulted about it. Yeah, I have enough personal pride to say, hey, wait a minute. You think this is easy? You try it. You put on the little loinskin bikini and be out here and see if you can make this thing look like anything. It might look simple, but it's not that, not what you think.
She is, after all, only a woman.
She got good notices for playing a comic character who was mainly accident-prone in a version of the Three Musketeers and in a sequel called The Four Musketeers. For that role, she won a Golden Globe Award.
I'm awful happy. I guess you can see that. But I've been waiting for this one since 1 million years BC.
But as she approached the age of 40, she still wasn't being offered the types of film roles she thought she deserved.
People just wanted her to do what had paid off before and just keep doing it until it became a caricature of itself.
She was too smart for the image that people had created for her, which was being used to sell her. She knew as she grew into the movies that she could do a lot more than she was being asked to do.
I filled a certain niche better than anyone else at that moment, and that was the job that I was given. So I thought, okay, fine. I'm happy. I'll do Sparkle Plenty. I'll do whatever. Sex Goddess, crapola, whatever. But just give me something to do that's good in that genre.
Although Raquel was a bona fide superstar, she didn't go without criticism. Her fiercely independent spirit and strong opinions on everything from costumes to story structure branded her with the most unpopular epithet in Hollywood: difficult.
Raquel Welch is a temperamental prima donna. Temperamental. Me, temperamental? Now listen, nothing upsets me. I mean, even after dozens of walk-ons and dozens of shows, I wasn't upset. I just kept on studying and hanging around long after my part was over and listening to other people work, asking questions. I really wanted to do well. And they call me temperamental. Boy, that really makes me mad. I mean, that really makes me mad. Oh, now, where was I?
She simply fought for herself and for the integrity of her own image right from the start. I think that she's quite right when she says that an actress like Meryl Streep, when she fights on the set, it's creative differences. But when a sex symbol fights for herself, she's dismissed as somehow being irrational.
There's something that happens when you're called a sex symbol. Everybody just treats you differently. They just don't treat you like an actress, and they don't treat you like a person.
If she was a good actress, they really didn't care.
In 1970, Raquel even went so far as to symbolically crucify the image of herself as a sex symbol.
She said they're going to crucify me for wearing that bikini one day, and of course my mind immediately conjures up this picture.
But the photo wasn't published for 30 years.
I got nervous because, you know, I didn't want people to take this the wrong way, so I only released it about 6-7 years ago. But it was a picture ahead of its time, actually.
Outfits that showed off the curves of her body and the voluptuousness of her body, and people could not equate the fact that she was also a very bright person.
I have always felt that because I was a sex symbol, I was being treated something like an ex-con, you know.
The Oscars inevitably brought out Hollywood's glamour girl.
Raquel Welch always drew attention.
Raquel Welch has been considered a Hollywood sex symbol, but Raquel has continually proved she is also an actress. Welch is thrilled with the work, saying being a sex symbol was like being a convict.
God bless America.
It was Raquel Welch's exotic beauty that first brought her fame.
I had never seen anyone that beautiful in my life.
But it was her talent and determination that made her a superstar.
The vulnerable sex goddess who stole our hearts and took our breath away.
We're going to see things no one has ever seen before.
This award-winning actress had much more to offer than pin-up looks and a furry bikini. Get under the skin of a sex symbol with something to say.
Instead of them making a joke on you, you make a joke on the whole thing.
Raquel is, to some extent, a superwoman. Bigger than life, self-reliant, and dramatically in contrast to the more vulnerable leading ladies from the 30s and 40s.
She broke the stereotype of the vulnerable sex goddess.
She occupies one of the major niches in the Hollywood pantheon of the 20th century.
But this versatile and award-winning actress has proved that she has much more to offer than mere beauty.
For anybody who is ever called a sex symbol, there's always a massive misconception. It isn't that they've gotten it so much wrong, it's just that they know only a sliver of who you are.
I came into the world as Jo Raquel Tejada. Quite a mouthful, really. Most people would get all tongue-tied and couldn't pronounce it. I was called Raquel, Raquel, what? And sometimes I just said to them, just call me Rocky. Later I became Raquel Welch when I got married and became the mother of 2 small children. Well, they would be small, wouldn't they? But when I hit Hollywood, 20th Century Fox Studios had a very different idea about what to call me. And they did not like the name Raquel. Too foreign sounding, they said. Too ethnic, too hard to pronounce. No one will remember it. They finally just asked me outright to change my name to Debbie. Come on, seriously. Do I look like a Debbie to you? Anyway, I guess you know who won that battle. Yeah. I identified with Raquel. That's who I was, and that's who I still am.
Actress Jo Raquel Tejada was born to a Bolivian father and an English-American mom.
There's something about her name that just does it. Like, it's not Rachel, it's Raquel.
When I first got under contract to Fox, the marketing and publicity PR people came and kind of suggested to me that the name Raquel might not be really user-friendly. They said, how about Debbie? Do I look like a Debbie to you?
Back in the 60s, ethnic good looks weren't always embraced.
Talk about not your typical beauty, because at the time Raquel was very sensuous and voluptuous and dark-skinned, where, you know, most of the women were very proper, very American-looking.
I mean, I am very Raquel, and which is a Latin name, and I do think there is a little bit of an exotic, you know, tone to my character, but I'm also very American. Yeah. So, I don't know, it's not a bad combination to live with, I tell you. But I feel like I am really Latina. I'm a pocha, but I'm a Latina. Because in my heart, you know, there's a lot of passion, a lot of sensitivity, a lot of hot-bloodedness, you know. And so in my soul, I'm very positive, you know, that I am Raquelita Tejada Welch. And
that's wonderful.
I always will be.